So that should be Mike live, and welcome to this evening. Sorry, there's a little bit of a pause at the start there, just a bit of background admin with co-commentator Tom is joining me again this week. Good evening, Tom.
Good evening, fresh back from Donington Park, BTCC, mid prawn crackers.
Yeah, so I was surprised to see you back. So you've obviously managed to get out the circuit quite well and get down the M1 again. It's
made a bid for freedom, certainly did.
Yeah, I'll say it was a little bit last minute myself. I've been out doing bike lessons and at a friend's party and stuff this afternoon, which is also why Paul Hayo won't be racing, because he is at said get together. But yeah,
you get them stabilisers offset.
Yeah, exactly. But
we timed it well. Look,
yeah.
2 minutes cool down after free practice.
Yeah, just in time for quali.
How many have we got? I'm still booting up my.
Yeah, so we've got 24 in, which I'm actually really happy about, considering the amount of regular guys that have been at Donington, Silverstone this weekend, etc. So, yeah, I know there's obviously quite a few guys out at real life races. So to see 24 in the server as a low number for this series is actually really encouraging moving forward. I know that looking at the entry list going into this evening, we were back up to 48 sign-ups, because we did have a few guys leave this series, but yeah, there's been a few more entered again. So yeah, it's actually really good to see that even with the say of quite a few of our regular drivers missing, we've still got a plenty healthy enough grid.
Yeah, we certainly do. Had a good chat with a couple of the lads regarding the tickets, but that's what the ticketing system's for. So,
yeah. We got the report put out in the midweek. It obviously took us a little while to do. There was quite a few tickets from last week, which it was a shame, but it's like you say, it's what it's there for. It's not much fun. We don't want to do stewarding and that, but it's also not much fun for the drivers. You know, if you get taken out by silly moves and stuff as well, you know, it ruins your evening, especially if you're on having a good race personally and someone does something a little silly. Yeah, it can. It's just there to try. It's there to use as a lesson, isn't it? Really, it gives us a chance to sort of explain why they've been penalised and what they could do better next time.
Yeah, and what they can do better next time is hit qualifying and not other people. So, what we're saying, 26 now into the server.
Yeah.
So even as we speak, there it's increased, and the guys just leading us out for out laps. If I just chuck on the old.
It's looking like Joe Challoner, keen as ever, first one out, so he will set the representative lap time for everyone else to try and beat. Just on the whole sort of penalties and that, Jan Bucher, he has got a qualifying ban for this round, so he's accumulated too many penalty points. He's got a quali ban, so we won't see him leave the pits. The other guy that did have a ban has decided to leave the series, so yeah, it's unfortunate, but anyway, we'll move on.
The ban has been effective in both cases. So the number 13 car heading now out onto the back straight there, Joe Challoner. He's got a little bit of traffic ahead, but he's not that fast, so he won't catch it. We got good bit of field spread, a couple of yellow flags coming up, people getting out of the way or abandoning laps. But yeah, as we said last week, a really busy field. 26 cars this week. Yeah, so it's a good spread around the circuit, looking like everyone's finding their own space.
Yeah, and I think pretty much like last week, we would expect Leon to be leading the way overall. He's jumped in the server. I saw he was quickest in practice, and that's what you get for an SRO esports driver, I guess. But yeah, we'll see what sort of lap times we're looking at overall.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go, straight to P1. So yeah, not messing about. Leon Hop 35.5, so a good chunk quicker than Christian Booker, who is actually following on the circuit, so he's got a good target to follow. But yeah, 36.2, 7 tenths to find, so Leon looks as though he's going to have a bit of a lonely time at the top again at current rate. Andy Benton with the yellow, so he must have gone wide somewhere, you would believe. Red lap, so he's abandoned that, gone back to the pits. Leon again going quicker on this lap as well as Christian, so looking to extend that gap. Carl Wright finding a little bit of pace. Everyone obviously trying to find the feet. I would imagine that the second lap again is probably when they're going to be at the quickest. The tyres will get into the right pressure and temperature zones. And we should see some really quick laps coming in.
Track limits, a topic of discussion that might come into play today.
Very much so. Misano, it's quite weird. Some corners are very strict, so this final sector, sort of the hairpin that we've just been through, is very strict on them. We'll just jump on board for a lap. But as we come up to sector 1 then, so we're across the start-finish line, and we've got this complex at the start, so we've got a right-left chicane, as you can see, using all of the runoff, and you can actually use quite a bit on the inside, on the left there, before you flick over to the right. Again, as long as you keep one wheel on the rumble strip, you're okay. And again, you can cut across all of these corners, miles across there. It's still valid this lap. And again on the inside, so all that section you can use all of the curbs on the inside, plus that little bit of sort of red runoff strip, and it won't penalise you. But as you get further out round the circuit, some of those fast right-handers on the sweep, if you go a little bit wide, it can punish you a bit more. But yeah, track limit's definitely one that might come into play this evening, as you point out.
So Christian doesn't look like he's driving too much in the mirrors, because he's actually 0.1 up. He is improving, whereas Leon on this lap isn't, whilst he's chasing Christian down. So as long as Christian doesn't get too close to Joe Challoner ahead, that's the car you can see just making its way through the hairpin. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Good amount of time being found by Christian. Joe's holding his own. A little bit of understeer through that section in the car, but might
this is a very, very good lap, actually. It's going to be very close.
Good run out the final turn. We're looking at a half a second improvement.
It is, down to 1/10 gap. So yeah, really good lap from Christian there. Found a lot of pace on that time. Scott Savage in third. Sorry, Tom. Scott Savage in third. Top silver driver. That is a really good effort from him.
Fantastic lap there. Joe's going to have some more to find. Sam Waldridge was putting in a good lap. He's bailed on his current. He's just setting up for a flyer now. Alex McGee and a number of the guys down the bottom of the field, 18th downwards, struggling to put a time on the board.
So yeah,
so we're approaching the halfway stage, or we're at the halfway stage. Well-timed comment there. A number of cars in the pits, and yeah, a number of drivers struggling to put a time on the board. So
yeah, just got Leopoldo Maurizio on the screen. He is currently 4 tenths up as we come into the final sector, and it looks like he's keeping it neat and tidy. That delta still green at the moment, so he's looking at bringing himself inside that top 10 if he can retain it. Just losing a little bit through that last corner then, and on to the final start finish straight, so should gain a couple places here. Oh, just the one place, so he's only just off Mario Russo in 11th.
one place actually.
One place, actually. Yeah, I didn't see... Where did Alex move up into? 14th. I did see he finally got a valid lap in. And he's going quicker again. Few guys going faster as it stands. Ash Wotton in 9th place as well, just seen. So, 3rd place of the Silvers at the moment. Well, that's a good effort from him, getting himself inside that top 10.
Mario in 11th. Across the line is now 8th.
Yep, good run.
That car further up, only just ahead of Kyle, but only just behind Dave. There's a tight mid-pack. Then there's a 3rd place. Scott Savage has gapped Challoner and returned to the pits. But then, the top 2 in a league of their own. Not currently looking like an improvement. Leon, where is Leon? He's just starting a lap. Christian is 13 seconds up the road from him. So again, we'll get a nice comparison of times. Fairly close together for the top 2. Scott Savage returning to the circuit.
Just have a look at Lorenzo Pascal then, who is a 2nd up at the moment. So he's got a lot of time to find anyway. He's 4.9 off one of our AM drivers, but currently a 2nd up, which will put him closer to the back of that pack. So there is a few new drivers, or clearly sort of more AM drivers, but it's good to see them on the grid. As always, we like to fill the grid, and we want guys of all skill ranges. We try to cater for everyone, hence why we've got gold, silver and AM championships.
Ryan David, 6th to 4th, brings him to the top amateur driver, and he actually lost a bit out of the final turn, and he's
got
quick.
Yeah,
he's gonna go
quicks. I'm going to say a quick set of tyres, and he should be back out again. So anyone else improving at the minute? Chris Rees, one of our American drivers. We've got 2 American drivers. Not sure where Chris is based actually. I know Landon Weaver in 19th place. He spoke to us last week in the chat. He's based in Pennsylvania, so going truly transatlantic for the series. Does Chris improve? He goes up into 14th place, overtakes Andy Benson. So we're just thinking Andy Benson. He is 4th of the AM drivers at the minute, so we've got a new name that's sort of taken over into the podium positions. But Andy's been driving really well in these cars. In the first couple of rounds, he's been on the podium in the AM class, leading quite a few of them. He's been really mixing it in with the silvers as well. So Andy's obviously been getting to grips with this Lambo and enjoying the car, because he's shown some pretty decent pace at times. So he abandons that lap then.
Josh Redhead has improved in 18th. Just done a PB 12 seconds ago. Ash Wotton, 0.1 up. A number of drivers back to pits. You can see that on your leaderboard now. They're not far off calling it quits.
Scott Savage finding a little bit more time again. Well, just lost out on his Delta a little bit in the hairpin. It might actually gain down the back straight. It looks as though he's maybe got a slightly better run, but cementing that 3rd place at a minute. As you say, he's got a decent gap to the car behind him in terms of pace, but not able to do anything with both Leon and Christian in front of him. So we'll follow Scott through the final couple corners then, and just see if he's able to improve that time. Neat and tidy through the final corner, using the curb on the exit. Should get himself a couple tenths. He does. He's down to half a second off the lead guy, so that's a really good effort from Scott. Anyone else improving as we've got a couple minutes left then? Couple laps for most people, unless they're in the pits. They might be able to get in the pits, quick change of tyres and get out again quickly. Just trying to look at my time screen. Leon's actually finding more time Christian was as well, but has invalidated that lap.
Yeah, hairpin's not quite gone to plan for him.
So, yeah, Leon 2/10 up as it stands.
Christian has bailed back to the pits. He's done.
Yeah, he's not going to get an outlap in time, so Leon will take the pole position, you would imagine, unless someone comes up with an absolutely monumental time out of nowhere.
The speed he's just carried through there, very, very on the ragged edge. There's lots of adjustments on exit.
Yeah, he actually improved slightly the lap time, but yeah, he was a little bit messy. He lost a tenth or so through the final sector, but I don't think it's going to matter. I did see Kyle Wright was up half a second on his time.
As we said, that is down to point 4. So back straight. So yeah, compromise run out the hairpin. Let's just see how he does through the final sector. So a fast flowing section, you've got to spot your braking point, make sure the car's not oversteer or understeer, and you've got to balance it through this sector, get it really slowed down for the hairpin, tuck the nose in. Half a car over the curb there on the apex and on the exit. Nice wide sweep in, not as much curb as we see the front runners taking, but it keeps the car stable, so it's probably a safer route. Here we go then, yeah, just a little nibble of the curb, runs the car out wide there, not a problem. Comparing him to Leon's line.
Yes, jumped up to 4th.
Though, yeah. So best of those outside. Do you see Scott Savage has improved to 0.39 away from the leader? That's an amazing run from Scott. He's got that car dialed in. Yeah,
he's done really, really well with that. To be a good 8/10 faster than Kyle Wright as well. I mean, I know Kyle's actually been at Donington as well today, so he won't have done practice prior to this evening, but Kyle normally gets up to speed pretty quickly in any car he's in, so that is a really good effort from Scott. Anyone else improving as the timer has run out? Glenn Savage is 2/10 up. He's compromised his run through that hairpin again, so the hairpin, it is a tricky one to take actually, because you've sort of got a double apex right as you go into it. It's sort of a right kink into the hairpin, and most of the time you've kind of got to drift wide and take that late apex in, and it's easier said than done at times to get the car rotated. But Glenn's still up at the moment. It could push him maybe a couple positions up if he can get a good run out the final corner. It's nice and neat. He is gaining time. Does he jump up? He does. He goes above Andy Benton into 16th then. So a good lap time for Glenn. The last car running on the grid. Yeah, everyone jumping back to the pits. We await the start of the race then, as we get the first race of the evening. 2 half-hour races again. We've got a daytime race and a nighttime race this time through though, so the guys are going to have a daytime race 2 o'clock in game. Temperature should stay pretty much as it was with the quali session, and then when they've all got used to the track and the braking points and that, they will be running 10 o'clock in game, so it should be dark for them and just present a little bit of a different challenge for the guys. It yeah, just gives them something more to think about, keep an eye on those braking points, try and find some new ones, and looks a bit prettier on stream really.
Good luck with the tyre pressures though.
Yeah, we'll see how much the temperature drops. I don't think it'll be too bad, because the ambient temperature on the game is about 23, so I don't imagine it should get too cold. So yeah, the guys will be okay. They'll just have to remember to put a little bit of pressure back in the tyres before the start of the race. I will just click drive to make sure we are ready on that front.
Tom Lyon said I was quiet. Well, that's probably for the best, because I keep forgetting to mute myself whilst I'm eating my prawn crackers. Shall we have a quick word with Scott Savage?
I will let you do that whilst I open some windows in my room, because it is absolutely roasting.
Right. Scott, you seem to have got that car pretty well hooked up. No. If you don't want to talk to me, that's fine.
Hello.
Hello. You've got that car pretty dialed.
Yeah, it's the best lap I've done for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. Leading the way in the silvers in the quali session. Obviously, you've got Sam Aldridge following you around, and then Ryan David in the AMs. So this circuit mixing the places up a bit, but happy with the car? Happy with how things went?
Yeah, it's dialed in pretty good. So I'm 4 tenths quicker than my practice time, so I'm happy with that. It's just got to get consistent in the race now, not make any mistakes, hopefully.
That's it. I guess not pick too many fights if Kyle decides to mount an attack, but take the fight to Sam and those further down.
That's it. And hope for a podium if it comes, but hey.
Absolutely, yeah, that's it. Well, we've got half hour to find out if that happens or not. No, it's good to see you that starting position, Scott, and we'll hopefully catch a word with you after the race.
Cheers, take care.
We will let Scott get the car ready.
Yeah.
Just had a message. Shout out to Josh watching the stream whilst travelling home at an undisclosed speed that I will not incriminate you on the internet with.
Yeah, and you're not watching it either whilst you're driving.
No, it's an audio.
It's an audio, yes.
Where it's a podcast.
Exactly, there you go. Took the words out of my mouth.
Slip and Grip podcast.
There's an idea. just to add to the rest of my list of stuff to admin. So, yeah, we're not going to go down that route. Yeah, quite a mix. I say a mix. I'm looking at the leaderboard, and to be honest, it's most of our pro drivers that are out. So there's a few silvers as well dotted. There's a lot of AM drivers. But yeah, still, as we've said, a decent grid. 26 cars on the grid, and especially for the Lamborghini STs. If it was a GT3 grid, I'm sure it'd fill up a lot faster, but we do like to be a little bit different here because everyone and their mums has got a GT3 league, isn't that right? So we've got 40 seconds to go then. Before the start of the race, they'll go out on a full lap. What we got? A message from Kyle. 10 minutes of practice, top 4. So yeah, decent effort for Kyle, that, as we would expect. Yeah, full formation lap into a rolling start as per usual, but it gives the guys a chance to get the tyres something like in terms of temperature and pressure. Probably not quite where they want them to be because they are starting from dead cold, like absolutely stone cold. There's no tyre blankets on these cars, so as Leon gets them underway there, I've just seen Ash Toft is in the pits, so should be starting in P21 Ash Toft, but I'm guessing there must be an issue with that car, or let's say with the car, with his equipment, internet, something. He's not starting the race in the formation, so we'll have to see how he gets on starting from the pits, whether he can make his way back up through the field a little bit. Shouldn't lose too much time, you wouldn't expect, because obviously this first complex being as tight as it is, all the cars will bunch back up together. So he should hopefully be able to just make his way back to the back of the pack. how many. Just have a look. It's like 8 concurrent viewers. So how many of them aren't just us watching on our own phones and stuff? We'll see. I'd like to think it's not, but
No, we've got a massive wide audience.
massive audiences.
Massive audience.
Yeah, as they go onto the back straight then. Leon in the Grid Finder Racing car at the front, using the Grid Finder colour schemes of orange and black.
That's a shame for Ashtoft.
Sorry?
That's a shame for Ashtoft. I was looking forward to seeing how he got on from 21st, but that's all right. Well, I'm sure we'll get to see him again in race 2. The positive there being he's not left the server.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, the Helicam, quite the field spread. I think this one gets them to square up quite late.
Yeah.
I think it's called it now, where they're all
there you
panicking
go.
and rushing
Yes.
to drive 2 by 2.
Yeah, the guys will filter the way round. They've got a couple corners to go. So this is the first one. And then they've got the final left-hander. They will get onto that start finish straight. Can Christian do anything about Leon? You imagine he probably needs to try and do something early and not let him break away. So we will stick with the Helicam. Maybe just move back a few cars just so we can see a bit more overall. It looks a pretty even start. Christian pulling slightly ahead, but he will be on the outside. Can he keep it there? Ready for turn 2. Looks like it. Leon is going to give him the space, and Christian gets the move done. Will Leon come back at him? He's certainly trying. He's got that inside line. He's got the extra grip, and he will have the position. Christian again electing to stay on the outside, but I don't think he's going to be able to keep that move, and he will slot in behind. There's Kyle under pressure then from Sam, but he does keep on of that. Joe Challoner immediately on the attack. So Joe has got past Sam Wooldridge and now is down the inside of Kyle Wright. He should get that move done. Can he get the car stopped on the apex? He does, with Sam also finding a way through. So the door was opened by Joe. Oh, as the cars nearly collide there, and Kyle's gone down a couple places, so less than ideal for him on this opening lap, as Leon immediately looks to start stretching his legs away from Christian, and Scott Savage is staying right with Christian at the moment, and everyone appears to have got through safely. I think Ash has ended up losing a lot of positions. He's down in 25th, but I can't see any major gaps, so it looks like a good start from everyone, which is good to see. Oh, there's a big melee into the hairpin there. That's Maurizio, Ryan David and Mattison all in a battle.
Yeah, there's a real mix going on. I think some people are being quite hesitant and others are committing to the send quite early on. It's a real mixed field.
So we've got Simon Mattison making the move there. It's a nice clean move. Ryan saw it coming. He had to yield as Dave Rose gets into the back of Ryan David. There's a bit of afters. There was a bit of a rejoin there as well. Not sure who that was.
Yeah, we got Thomas Hansen with a rejoin there that was
a little bit sketchy.
Yeah, a little bit sendy.
Let's hopefully these guys all start respecting. Oh, that's going to get close, but Landon really just about gets away with it. I think that's Chris Rock coming to join the party. Chris Rock makes a position up as well.
Opportunistic move there by Chris. Just
he has to back out of that. Yeah, he mistimed that.
Thomas has come through as well. He made a couple of jokes about sending. Oh, that's a shame. He's been touched. Just got turned around. So all his hard work, he's made up a number of places since the start.
Where is Hansen? So he's fallen back to 24th. He's got Ash Wotton on the outside of him. There's a little bit of contact. He's forcing Ash off the circuit, so yeah, you would expect that.
Frustration showing there,
yeah.
That's a shame. He was going really quite well. Yeah, some opportunistic moves.
Yeah, well, say, just wanted to have a look at the gap. These guys just spreading out a little bit. Sam actually maintaining a bit of a gap over Kyle Wright, so it is this sort of battle a bit further down with Chris Rock, Glenn Savage, that is the closest on the grid at the minute. Is the complete lap number 2 then. We'll jump out of the helicopter. It's been useful for us to see these opening couple laps. And there's Chris Rock again. He's got Chris Rees on his rear bumper. Second of the American drivers. So that's Landon in the Lamborghini, as they were calling it, I think. There you go, the Lamborghini bright liveried car. So Hansen has made another move up. He is past Nicholas Myers and will start to make his way up the grid a bit, you would imagine. So we'll just stick with these guys for now. They are the closest battle, I think, apart from Sam Wooldridge. That is Glenn Savage looking to make the move then. I was going to say Kyle Wright is very, very close to Sam for 5th place. We'll just stick as they go 2x2 down the back straight. Chris Rock looking to make another opportunistic move if he can. That's a good move from Glenn though. He's got the car fully in front before the braking zone for the second to last, and he kept it on the circuit, so a nice move by Glenn there. And Chris not able to follow through at the moment. Meanwhile, up a bit further ahead, shall we try and see if we can see the move from Kyle then? Oh, it's already happened, apologies. Should have gone back a little bit further, but yeah, Kyle making his way past Sam then, and will be chasing down Joe as quick as he can. There's a 2-second gap to Joe. Up in front. I think, as Kyle goes really, really wide there, can Sam take advantage? I don't think he's going to be close enough. He slots back in. We've got Chris Rock. Had a bit of an incident. Let's go back.
I think it was an over-rotation through the left-hander.
Oh.
Wasn't.
No.
Sorry.
No, slight opening there and just a tiny bit of contact, but it was enough just to unsettle his car and send him sideways, so we'll have to see. It looked a bit of a racing incident from that. As Mario Russo is going backwards and off the circuit, so again, let's have a quick replay. 3 wide, never looks. And he's just been caught. Is he going to get... he's been Dave Rose again. Dave. It's not a good start for him, so Dave...
Well, to let it roll free of the circuit, but yeah, it was a shame he ended up there in the first place.
Andy Benton in strife now.
There's 3 cars off.
Yeah, there's quite a few. Andy trying to get that car out of the way. He was parked right on the racing line as Ash Walton gets into the number 92. That's Lulianella, if I'm saying that correct.
I'd go with that.
Yeah. Just a bit scrappy at the back there. We saw Andy Benton was 90 degrees on the circuit. He's obviously had a bit of contact with someone else, or he's lost the rear and got the car stopped, but had to try and move it out the way as soon as he could, and everyone else has ended up just sort of tripping over each other. But hopefully everyone has got going again. It's just a bit of a shame that it's obviously big grid and got compact at the back and just caused a few little incidents here or there. There's another car. That's Chris Rees. So shall we just go back, just see what happened here then? So he's coming out the complex. He's took too much curb. He's taken too much of that inside curb. Yeah. And straight into the barrier.
He's not the first to have done that this evening.
Yeah, easy done.
Guess that he won't be the last. Sorry, I'll just keep talking over you.
No, it's fine. That's fine. I'm aware I keep chatting on at the minute, so...
No, you're fine. I've elected to watch one driver in particular. We've got the number 12 car. Carl Wright's off at the side of the circuit.
And he's gone back to pits.
So that's the first time he's going to leave.
Oh, what happened? He's just come out of that, so he's obviously gone wide, and then yeah, I wonder if he's having issues with his equipment or something, because that was strange. He was on his own, obviously. So
Really is quite strange. Andy Benton looks like he's having a good old fight. I noticed on screen you're following Leon.
Yeah, sorry, I was just
miles out in front. And now, because we've lost Kyle, you know that.
yeah, he's gone. Sorry, I was going to do a bit of a rundown until you've just mentioned, obviously, Andy having a good battle. So yeah,
I'll let you do your rundown.
yeah, well, just a quick one, just to show Leon, because he's probably not going to get too much airtime, because he's just absolutely streaked away at the front. We're just about coming up to the 10-minute marker into this race, and Leon has a 4.7 second lead, so he is absolutely dominating this race. He's doing 135s, and no one else is close to a 35. Everyone else in the 36s, so really, really good driving from in. Christian...
Sorry, just before you run down the rest of the list, worth noting, how many laps in are we? We've done 5 laps.
Yep.
Dave Rose and Thomas Hansen both don't have a PB, meaning they've been validated every lap. They're going to have to be really careful on track limits.
Yeah, so obviously not every invalidation is a track limits warning, but yes, I would imagine they're going to have... Yes, I would imagine they're going to have 1 or 2 each at least. So yeah, that's going to be interesting to keep an eye on, as you say. But let's just see. So Scott Savage. Oh, Kyle's just put a message in the chat saying his wheel is full lock to the left, so equipment issues for Kyle. So that is really a shame, because say he was managed to get himself past Sam, who was trying to chase down Joe, and yeah, not ideal. Hopefully you get it sorted for race 2, Kyle. Yeah, I was just going to say, Scott doing a really good job. He's not that far away from Christian. You know, he's obviously lost a little bit of time, but yeah, he's doing a really good job overall. He's keeping Christian honest, and he's got that gap ahead of Joe as well. So Joe in a bit of a lonely position as well, 1.5 seconds or so behind Scott, and 6 seconds in front of Sam, as we see Chris Rock has made up multiple positions. Josh Redhead,
number 9, yeah, Josh.
So shall we jump back and just see what happened? That's Landon. Oh, it's Landon into the back of him. I think Landon, did he stop? No, he has continued. Yeah, so Landon maybe seeing the stewards for that one.
Kyle, I see your comment in the stream. I won't risk it. Could take someone out. Given half the grid's performance tonight, just jump back in, mate.
Yeah, we've let's say hopefully everyone starts to settle on that and say, I don't want as many tickets as the last couple of weeks. Oh, as Maurizio has to pretty much stop dead behind Matson there. And I think Alex McGee has taken full advantage, and Ryan David having a look. Oh, and that is a dive bomb from Maurizio. He goes really wide. He's going to rejoin.
That's going to be down the inside of Dave.
Ryan David. Oh,
contact.
Not quite. He took a lot of curb on the inside, but yeah, he should have backed out of that and just let Ryan David... Oh, as he goes on the offensive again, he's going to outbrake himself. See, no, he's got that car stopped, so...
But it's not... Yeah, a lot of these... So there's a lot of people that look like they're going to commit the dive of the century. Sometimes it's quite reliant on the other person to not turn in. You know, the move's not really there, and the nose is coming down the inside, and they won't stop unless the other person turns in or gets out of the way.
Yeah.
So it's
well,
it's a tricky one this evening. But you know, these cars aren't too popular. Everyone's finding their driving styles and their positions, and we'll see. There is some really good mixed racing within this, but it's just a little bit
yeah, I think a lot of it as well is when you come from, obviously a lot of people race stuff like LFM. Oh, is Maurizio's going in the pits, so not sure what that's about. He's not got a drive-through or anything, so unless he's not fueled the car or something properly. Bit of a random one, that, because who is that in front of him? Curatola.
Don't know, but that didn't look like pit lane speed limit to me, but we'll see.
Yeah, to be overtaken.
Yeah, to be overtaken in the pit lane, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
He's definitely having like a pit stop, so I'll keep an eye on that in a second. Meanwhile, Andy Benton has got Ash Wotton for company behind him, so we'll just stick with them. Yeah, sorry, my point I was coming across like with the LFM race and that, unfortunately, it kind of breeds that style of racing you're talking about, where people are going for sort of late dive bomby type moves, and yeah, it's kind of like the old Senna attitude. You know, Senna was that pretty much, I'm coming down the outside, you need to get out of my way or we're crashing. And yeah, it's not one that personally I like. You know, especially in cars like these, they don't take damage and bumping very well. They're obviously very aero sensitive, and I just don't think it promotes very good racing on this kind of thing. If it was you know, a bit more touring cars like the mini series and stuff we've done, you kind of expect a little bit of door banging and stuff, but it just doesn't really lend itself to these cars. So hopefully people start to get used to each other and just settle down a bit, but we can only do that by having everyone on the grid and running together. So
that's it. Russo looking at attacking Hansen.
What? Oh, in 13th and 12th, yeah. It's Hansen taking a lot of curb on the inside there. Maurizio is leaving the pits, sorry, just to say.
Yeah, both the drivers that we saw in the pits have managed to come out of the pits successfully, so that's good. No speeding, as I might have suggested, so yeah. Also got Carl Wright back in the server. No, not back in the server, sorry. Yeah, so these two, the gap getting larger, getting smaller, ebbing and flowing, as Paul Hayhoe was saying.
The closest gap on the grid at the moment was actually Maurizio and Lulianella, but that's actually just extended out a slight bit, is it? Or as I say, these two have been racing each other out of the pits. That's a late move from Maurizio again. I think he's going to have gone wide, and I think Gianluca has actually just thought the better of that and just let him get on with it. But yeah, again, it's a late dive bomb from Maurizio there. The move was never really on, so something that will need to be watched out as we jump back to Landon then alongside Josh Redhead. Going side by side through the final couple of corners. There's a bit of contact, and that is Josh. Oh, he just about kept that out of the barriers. I thought he was going straight in the pit lane, but yeah, not great. That odd. Can we see? Yeah, Landon just trying to squeeze Josh out there, I think, looking at that replay.
2 into 1 just didn't fit.
Yeah. I was just having a look. There was some movement. Mario Russo has moved ahead of Hansen on my screen, so those guys... It's what it was saying on my screen, but I could be wrong. Possible contact, where is that? So let's have a look.
Hansen is 3 and a bit seconds down, yeah.
So let us... Oh, there you go. So Hansen losing it through turn 1, and that has allowed Russo through.
Do you know what? I didn't even spot that.
Yeah, I'll say I didn't see... I saw the change in positions. I didn't see the yellow. But thankfully the replay has brought that up for us there. So Yeah,
Landon's also having a pretty torrid time of this lap, 2.6 seconds down.
yes, and it's
58 just had an issue, Pasquale.
yeah, lost a couple places to Jan Bucher and Nicholas Myers.
He's about to get them back. What's this?
As they all come firing down. Oh, that's Nicholas Myers having to sort of back out the move. All getting stopped for the hairpin though, so they managed to sort it out in the end. Ash Wotton has got ahead of Andy Benton. So we'll just jump back actually. I'd like to see what happened. So Andy Benton just running wide through the second to last, and it allowed Ash Wotton to get down the inside through the final corner. So a nice clean overtake for Ash there, making his way back up into P16. So he is a few positions down on his qualifying position, 3 places down, but given some of the incidents he's been caught with, I say he was 25th, I think I said, at the end of lap 1, so he's doing a good job actually to have a bit of a recovery drive and get back to the sort of position he qualified in. I'm pulling away from Andy now. Pascal has got past Nicholas Myers on the timing screen. Those guys are both... Myers and Pascal have fallen away from Jan Bucher a little bit. As we're heading into the 20-minute mark of this race. I'll just show Leon again.
Sorry, Wotton on the back of Weaver.
Yes, you can see on the screen. I was going to say Leon absolutely dominating up at front, but yep, Landon starting to lose the rear of that car, so looks like it might be some tyre issues for him there. Definitely looking a little bit loose. And Ash now looking to start applying the pressure. Ash running in the 39s, so a good couple seconds a lap faster. Might be a bit quicker this lap actually. He had an overtake. Yeah, Ash doing a 38 flat, so he's a good 0.8 quicker than Landon on that lap alone. And he's going to start applying that pressure. Just needs to be patient, wait for the opportunity, because it looks like it's going to come. Yeah, thinks the better of that move. Allows Landon to get into the complex, but Landon definitely getting squirrely through as the tyres and that start to wear. It's a good run for Ash.
Yeah, he's going to have to think about going defensive. Ash shows his intention really early on. The wide sweep round though looks to be beneficial, but the door was left open, and that's Ash up the inside, running away now down into the next hairpin. Yeah, they both get it stopped, so that's good to see. A fair overtake, and now just needs to focus on the run out, not onto the green bit, out onto the back straight.
Yeah, nice move from Ash that, and he's immediately got a good run. Should be nice and safe coming into it. Oh, Landon getting that completely wrong there. Ash, he rejoins in front of Benton, so he just needs to steady himself, get himself running again. It's not cost him any time, so yeah.
That car's looking pretty damn battered now though.
Yeah, exactly. The damage is there. How much that's going to affect him, we'll have to see. Andy Benton right back with him, but yeah, that wasn't great driving from Landon. That he'd got sucked in a little bit to that braking zone and just completely missed his mark. You could see he tried to just sort of send it down the inside, but yeah, well done to Ash, as Tom has put in the chat. Tom Lyons, his teammate actually for this series.
Josh Reddit's just punted Hansen, and they are in the road. Hansen rejoins, but that's going to be...
Oh, there's a contact again.
Yeah.
Andy and Ash carefully trying to make their way around. Andy giving all the room in the world, does not want to be part of this. Landon was very sideways in the background as well there. So Ash back up into P13 where he started this race after these two guys tripping over each other. What does Andy do? He manages to slot back in ahead of Josh Redhead. Josh going to need to be careful into the hairpin. Unfortunately been involved in a couple incidents. Josh. And there we go, Andy now going to chase after Hansen.
Just watching down through this next section, a number of drivers have been off wide and then come back on, so let's just watch them through here. Late on the brakes from Hansen, watch this from Hansen now.
Oh.
He's completely off the circuit, then tucks back in for the hairpin. Number of laps, doesn't seem to, it saves your tyres, you don't have to slow down. And he hasn't, as yet, got a cut track penalty. And he's been doing it for a number of laps, so...
I would imagine he's just backing off enough for it to not give the warning, but...
Yeah, but look at the gap that he's pulled on the cars behind that did that corner
100%.
correctly.
So, yeah, if there's a couple of cars doing it, I'd say it's one for the stewards. We need... we probably need someone to flag it up or raise it for us, but yeah, definitely one to have a look at, because... yeah, we don't want people...
late on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there were some messages sent in the chat before the race that I think were meant for humour, but implied sends were going to be made. And that's what we've been seeing. Those, like, I'm braking at my normal braking point. If there's someone there, sorry, I'm just going to hit them. And it's not...
No, it's not
what
on.
we want to see, so...
So Hansen flashing the lights at Ash Wotton there, wanting to come by, but Ash, no reason to let him by at all. Yeah, I was going to say, he can keep flashing as much as he wants, but we'll keep an eye on Hansen then. We'll just follow him through, see if he tries to take that ultra-wide line again. Or is he going to keep...
He's hit his braking points this time, but you could almost hear and see how he braked, or didn't brake, later than the car ahead, and just that strange slingshot method that was employed. Or he's just running massively wide and a little inconsistent, but it looked like it had a little more thought behind it, as he's a little out of shape out of the final turn. This might give Benton an opportunity. The gap was 0.6, it's now down to 0.2, so let's see how they get on down through the first sector. That's wide in front from Wotton, so alright, the flashing lights didn't work earlier on, but now here we go. Benton, is he close enough into this double right-hander? It's not normally an overtaking place. They normally line up as sends through here. Relatively tidy from this train of cars.
Just wary of another battle up ahead. Just wanted to have a quick look, because Simon Mattison,
under pressure,
under pressure from Alex McGee, who's starting to find his speed, and he's got Ryan David not too far behind as well. So these guys battling for 6th place. Yeah, that was wide from Mattison, but obviously on the edge of grip with that car.
Thomas Hansen has just murdered Ash Wotton.
Oh, right. Well, I can maybe have a look at replay in a minute. We'll just continue with this battle for now whilst it's still close. Ash has got going again. He's in 16th place. He's in front of Landon Weaver, so at least he's not dropped too many positions, but I'm sure a ticket will be on the way, as that is a back marker getting out of the way there. So is Alex able to do anything? He's certainly starting to fill the mirrors of Mattison.
Why can I still see Simon? Oh, sorry. Yeah. Alex. Wrong Alex. Yeah.
Yeah. As Alex takes a lot of curb on the inside there. We'll just have a quick look. So
Hansen has just driven Josh Redhead into the wall.
Oh dear. Right.
Hansen is not returning for race 2.
No, that... Oh, and gives him a second hit for good measure there. So yeah, that was poor. And then we'll just have a look what is going on this time. Oh, the two coming into contact with each other. He's just driven across the front of Josh there by the looks of it. Need to have a bit more of a look.
He's getting a little bit desperate from him, and he's got this gaggle of cars that I'm sure he wants to beat, but everyone's tripping over each other, and there seems to be a little bit of root cause analysis going on.
Yeah. Oh, late dives there from Few, but just about getting through. But yeah, not good driving from Hansen there. That's obviously 2 cars is taken out within a lap as Ash Wotton goes wide. Behind Benton, that's Josh down the inside. Need to be careful on the exit, these guys. Landon and Jan Booker joining in on this battle as well. So we've only got a couple minutes left. Say Leon still way out in front of Christian and Scott Savage. Those guys. Oh, Scott Savage, just as I mentioned his name. Oh, sorry, it's showing a yellow flag for him. He must have just cut the corner a little bit. Ash Wotton has lost out, so just as I cut away, what has happened?
Running a little wide there, I believe.
Oh, okay, so he's just carefully got himself back on the track. So, well done, Ash, for watching the rejoin as Landon sends one down the inside, gets the car stopped on the apex. I think Ash wanting to just get to the finish now by the looks of it. So, Andy Benton has now got a second gap ahead of Landon Weaver. And he's still having a look at Hansen as well, but he's probably a bit wary of him, it has to be said. Given Hansen's issues in these last few laps.
Yeah, and we're viewing the guys in this first sector. The pace is that far off the leaders. This 13th down crew, they're nearly a lap down. Yeah,
they've all been going wide, tripping over each other, and yeah, as you say, Leon, who's just been cruising out at the front on his own with no issues, has he's nearly lapped. Well, that will be half the field he's lapped if he would have was to get up to those guys. So Andy Benton's made his way past Hansen now. I did just come forward to see what Alex was doing. We will put back.
Thomas is going to try and get this back. He's looking down the inside. He brakes later, the nose is down the inside.
Andy just sees it coming and lets him go through, but again, move not really on there. It's all on Andy to let that happen. So, as you say, I think there'll be a bit more to it. As Jan Booker has dropped a few places as well there, so I don't know if there was some contact or not. It's not saying contact there, so I think he might have made a mistake. Let's just have a bit of a replay. Sorry, I've gone a little bit far back possibly, but as he made a mistake on his own, he's coming through the hairpin. Just didn't accelerate. So is he still... How odd.
The leader's finished, mate.
Oh, sorry, Leon.
Leon's won.
Oh, I was forgetting how close they were.
By Leon there.
Yeah. Sorry, the replay is still coming to an end. So yeah, mega.
Christian's just crossed the line in the second place, so well done to him. Scott Savage then is going to be next, but he is... Oh yeah, no, Scott Savage has finished as well, sorry, the 117 car. As has Joe Challoner.
So Joe taking third place. In the process, Sam almost bins it out the last corner, all over those sausage curves, but does come home second in class, fifth overall.
Benton is doing an incredible job, so he's obviously been very careful of Thomas Hansen. You've then had Weaver nearly commit.
Oh, Andy, really close there. Apologies.
Yeah, so he's looking to go around the outside.
Oh, Landon was really sideways.
He's got the cut back. Thomas is going to have to rejoin. Benton's going to have to open the door.
Oh, he's been tagged, Andy.
And he's been tagged.
Oh, that's Landon round.
They're all into each other.
Yeah, it's just got a bit scruffy that in the end. It was a shame. Andy had got a good run there. He had the line and got the car down the inside, stopped, and yeah, just got tagged by Landon. So yeah, it's a shame. It was a good battle for how close it was, but yeah, all those guys just getting messy overall with tagging each other multiple times. I say there's some questionable moves and that being made. So I think it's going to be a busy night for the stewards, aka myself, and a few of the others again. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens.
Right, time for a brief interlude, if we may.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, we'll be back in a minute. Right. We are 20 seconds away from starting this next race then. And we have 23 drivers ready to start this one. As we say, a nighttime race, as you can see on the screen. All the lights are blazed. There's a little flash of the lights from Christian there. A few of the guys flashing the lights, getting ready. The temperature has dropped significantly, so we've gone from 27 ambient with 30 something degrees track, I didn't see that, down to 18 for both. So it is a lot cooler, which will be really good for the guys with tyres, especially over the duration of the race. It will be a lot easier to manage, less heat going into them, but they also need to have made sure they've put enough pressure back in those tyres to compensate.
Yeah, it's going to be a real change because a lot of the drivers will have certain reference points as to brake or not brake in some cases, and this just is going to change everything up. You know, it's going to feel entirely different. The car's going to behave completely differently, even due to that ambient temperature change. The brakes will be entirely different.
Yeah, 100%. You would be looking at opening those brake ducts back again in race one because of the heat. You would imagine, closing the brake ducts up, not opening them. So yeah, in race one they'd have opened them up, allow more air to pass through and cool them down. But yeah, with the night coming and the cooler temperatures, they'll have to close them back up again and try and keep them in that optimum working window. But yeah, so as we know with ACC, tyre temperatures and pressures are so crucial, and the brakes play a massive part in that, in terms of keeping the consistency of the temperature within that tyre. So yeah, it is important for the guys to get it right. Which, to be fair, there is a practice server that is open the week prior to an event, so there's plenty of time. Always there's a disconnect.
Is there?
Is it my side?
Where?
Everyone has...
Oh no, it's your side.
Right. Right, so I am back. Massive apologies there. My internet just decided it was going to have a massive issue and I've had to reset my router, etc. But we appear to be back up and running with 22 cars still running on the grid, and Tom was just saying about Joe having a big spin which has pushed him down to 11th place from 4th.
Yeah, pointed at the wall, over-rotated out the left-hander onto the second sector, longer straight after that first complex. So yeah, not quite going to plan for Joe, but the two up front, Leon and Christian, both having a good little battle early on, but it has settled down. And as the earlier race would suggest, it's Leon that's come out on top and is currently running down the front. Scott Savage doesn't seem to be fazed by the nighttime. He's running in third.
Yeah, he's, I was going to say, on the back of podium in race 1 as well. Yeah, totally solid evening for him so far. If he can keep this up, he's, yeah, I think even with some of our regular guys in as well, he is more than competitive this evening with his lap times.
Yeah, it's Waldridge and McGee then behind Scott Savage. Those two relatively close together, which is going to lead them to fall over each other, maybe. So that could play into the favour of Scott. So yeah, it's looking like a good little battle there.
Yeah, just saw there was a yellow flag for Pascal with Ash Wharton making up a place. Joe and Landon Weaver. That is Joe round. So let's have a look at the replay for these two then. So what has happened here? Is coming out the complex. Oh, I mean, it looked like Landon was there to me. I'm not going to lie. It looked like Landon was there. So whether Joe's come across the front of him or not, I think that needs a discussion afterwards. But we see there was another incident as well with Joe. What is...
So Landon has defended into turn 1. Joe's then got a switchback. So they're having a decent little battle.
Yeah.
Joe's got a good run. Joe's shown his nose to the inside, brake later. Landon's then gone to go around the outside. Joe's been fine. Landon, no, that's all on Landon.
Okay.
That's
Sorry,
all
just
on
that
Landon.
that quick glance. It just looked like he was alongside, but...
Joe rolled back onto the circuit.
Yeah. Didn't hold the brakes.
Didn't hold the brakes, that's unfortunate.
So, yeah, Ash Wotton currently 5 seconds down on Ash Toft. So Ash Toft, after that disaster starting from the pit lane in race 1, is in 12th place and he's in a comfortable position there. He's the second... Oh, he's actually... Is he catching? No, he's not catching Dave. Sorry, I just saw the delta coming down a little bit. But, you know, he's not too far off the back of Dave Rose. But, yeah, has got a comfortable gap over Ash Wotton. Ash going wide over the sausage curves there. But, yeah, Landon half a second off the back of Ash then at the moment. And these two battling for the silver honours. They're actually the last two cars in the silvers. Some of the others have managed to get away. I know Ash has been one of the fastest silver drivers actually in this series so far, so not the greatest of evenings for him, but I'm sure he'll come back into the next week.
Just whilst we have a second, so we talk about the same things. Can you turn your stream back on in this one?
Oh, yes. Yes.
I'm just hopping around looking at other stuff.
Absolutely.
Why
yeah.
not? To try and talk about what you're wanting seeing.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously, when I saw the internet going, the first thing I did was shut everything down to try and recover it. But yeah, didn't want to know. So we've got Ryan David having a battle with Maurizio here. So these guys in... so Ryan David is your top AM driver. And I say they're battling for 6th overall. So it's a good showing from both of them. Can Ryan David do anything to try and make up another position? Don't want to risk too much though, because he is comfortably ahead of second place in the AM class, which is Mario Russo. Russo having a couple wins to his name, I think, in that class so far this series. Joe is up past Pascal as well now into 15th place.
So he's now trying to close the gap to Weaver.
So yeah, we'll keep an eye on things there. I think everything else just seems to have settled down. Say Sam a second ahead of Alex McGee. Alex not closing, he's just losing a little bit of time on that last lap.
No, we've got a spinner.
That is Andy Benton, who's been round. So has he been tagged? I think he has. That's Jan Booker on the inside.
Oh, and then he's dropped it himself trying to recover. So yeah, frustrating evening for a few people by the looks of things.
Yeah, I can see a few tickets on the way, unfortunately, so it's going to be another busy week.
Oh,
Stewards. Oh, and that's Glenn.
Pascal's just over-rotated, chasing down Challoner, so that's not gone to plan. He's just ahead of the barrel that you're watching on screen, so these two are about to come up to a recovering Lorenzo Pasquale.
Saying they're a second off the minute. Yeah, there is Pascal. Just wide through the exit, but he should be getting back up to speed now. Yeah, we just saw Glenn go wide coming off the back straight there. It is easy to do if you just get it slightly wrong. You go wide, there's not a lot of grip, but doing the sensible thing and just rejoining safely. He made sure that Jan Booker was not alongside him or not on the racing line. Yeah, just as I was saying that, I was making sure he wasn't on the racing line when he rejoined, and then almost tags the back of him through that first complex. But they both managed to fight on another day.
Jan with a slight over-rotation out of the corner there. It's not that I don't trust people, as see them running out wide, but it's when someone's so obviously later on the brakes, you're just kind of hoping that the other person's eased out of the brakes and is rolling into the corner a little smoother. Yeah,
unfortunately we've seen a few incidents in this series where that has happened, so yeah, I totally agree. You see it happening and you think, no, this is going to make contact for certain, and then thankfully they managed to sort it out, you know, whether they've got the car stopped or, as you say, the driver in front has just eased out a little bit and allowed a bit of breathing room just so they don't get tagged and they can continue. But yeah, it's something to have a word with the drivers about, I think.
Certainly, yeah, this trio all concertinaing up through the hairpin there.
Alex McGee has actually caught Sam Wooldridge by half a second on that last lap, so it's 0.4 between those two. I'll just keep a little eye on that delta as well.
Here comes Savage. Savage is savage on the brakes. It just closes the gap massively. He's held a tighter line through there, so could be on to attack. So you hope here the lead driver doesn't push the second driver to brake too early and cause the third driver to pile in behind. So it's yeah, challenging driving in a pack like this, and you just hope nothing falls out the other side.
Joe and Landon are having a bit of a battle. Let's just go on board with these two. Joe was briefly ahead on the timing screens, then Landon's been back in front. See the flames spitting out the back of the cars. It does look really good on the stream.
And they've come off the corner relatively evenly. They're very close proximity, so they've just got to hold the lines. Landon squeezes Joe, Joe squeezes Landon.
Oh.
Joe just gets his nose ahead before the turn, so Landon's now got to follow him through this sequence. Both relatively even on the brakes. Maybe Joe carries a little more speed there, then down into the hairpin. Lots of the inside curb for Joe, gets it stopped, holds a nice tight line on exit, pulls a slight gap on Landon there.
Yeah, Joe should be safe now, you would imagine. He's already gained half a second there, and he is naturally the quicker driver, being in the pro category as well. Should hopefully just start to ease away from Landon now, and we'll try and hunt down Ashwood. He actually was a tenth slower on that lap, obviously, whilst he's been messing about with Landon. But I do say that, and actually...
Sorry, Joe's fastest lap.
Yeah, I just saw that. Sorry, I just clocked that. So, no, actually, Ash Wotton holding his own.
Sorry.
I say,
Yeah.
Joe, as I say, though he was obviously in the battle, you would imagine Joe probably has got a few more tenths in him, but yeah, not certainly not a foregone conclusion. He's going to close that 5-second gap. That's a lot to take in with only 12 minutes to go.
Yeah, they were matching each other there, certainly. Joe is 0.3 up on Delta. Ash is currently 0.4 down. So
We'll keep an eye on it, but we've got the Battle of the Ashes as well. So Ash Toft 0.7 ahead of Ash Wotton, and that is Joe in the background coming out the hairpin onto the back straight. So let's just have a look. I was going to say, we'll see if Wotton can get any closer to Toft. Toft's going to go. Oh, it looked like he was going to go a little bit wide there, but I think just the angle of the camera making it look worse than it was. Yeah, to go through.
Something different to see, though. I think when people so frequently race.
And that's Ash Wotton through. Sorry, that was Curatola who got it wrong going through the final corner. So yeah, that's caused Ash Toft to have to anchor up, and Ash Wotton said thank you very much, I'll take that position from you, and just drive straight past. So that was easy as you like. Sorry Tom, you were saying about people racing together often.
No, I think I was talking about racing today, and you did that onboard shot, and I forgot that they had the ambient blue-purple light.
Yes.
And it's just a completely different feeling. Obviously, the majority of the grid racing in first person for that complete immersion, because it's obviously not a game.
Simulation.
Simulation. And yeah, it's just a completely different challenge, isn't it? I think if you were to combine rain, it might be a little step too far this early on into a series or such larger grid. Yeah,
I think, I know Joe, for example, always wants rain in these races, which I must agree, like, for the most part, I do like the wet races. I tend to do better in wet races overall, but yeah, given such a large influx of newcomers, I think need to just try and make sure everyone gets up to a certain level before we start thinking of those things again. I thought a night race wasn't going to be too challenging. Obviously, it's presents the challenge of finding those braking markers again. You might have to just find a new marker to use, but for the most part, it shouldn't be too much different. But yeah, and then it just does make it a little bit different. I say, obviously, it's all 30-minute sprint races, so it's nice to add something in just to add a bit of variety. Oh, there's been some incident up ahead. You could just hear Chris Rock going again. Mario Russo's involved in that. So let's just have a look. Is that Russo going into the back of Chris Rock? Oh, and he's then looped it himself. Dave Rose goes past both of them. And I think Chris Rock will continue then in front of Russo. And Ash Wotton has benefited out of that as well. So Ash Wotton is ahead of Russo, and he's now got a car between himself and Ash Toft. Or he did, but not for very long. Curse of the commentator.
But all of that has allowed Challoner to continue his pursuit of the guys ahead. So Challoner just coming onto the back of Mario.
Yeah, there you see the white car at the back of the shot. That is Joe. So following through. Joe 1.3 off the back. Doing mid 37s, Joe, so not a bad lap time. Less than 10 minutes of this race to go now, so only a few laps remaining. What can Joe do as Russo gets himself back up to speed? You would imagine he's going to start challenging Ash Toft up in front.
Yeah, Russo with a comparable fastest lap. I was going to say they were down to the same 10th, but Joe has just put in a PB on that last lap. So Challoner getting faster, finding those reference points, also burning off the fuel. Those around him running into difficulties.
Yeah, Russo and Challoner both closing in onto Ashtoft. Ashwotton is in front of them. He has got that 1.5 second gap. He's 2 seconds off the back of Chris Rock as well. Just jump on board again with Joe then, as Russo's going to go wide. Joe will try and keep the tight line.
Yeah.
Not quite.
Door to door, if you can change. Yeah, door to door. Joe not quite able to unwind the steer, and he's going to try and hang it out the long way or get a cutback. Mario goes slightly deep, the door opens. The door stays open, so Joe with the tight line off the corner is going to give him a good run. He's going to make use of the slipstream. I think that was the angle more than anything else.
Yeah.
From the helicopter, there was plenty of room. So they follow each other through the fast section. Now they've just got to spot the breaking point. Pressure's on Joe. Joe's taken a... He's not... No, Joe's driven straight into
Yeah,
the
that's not on from Joe. Joe stops and waits for Russo. But yeah, that move not ever on there really. Oh, and that's Landon Weaver. So Joe's old mate Landon comes and nearly loops it straight away. Yeah, as Pascal's made up a position on Jan Booker for 16th. So Joe, yeah, getting that wrong. So he's allowed Russo through, so doing the gentlemanly thing. Not great. So because that's all sort of settled down a little bit, just wanted to have a look at Sam Wooldridge and Alex McGee. So these two battling for second place in the Silvers and 4th place overall. And can Alex McGee do anything about it? Alex on the last lap set a 36.9, so it's a very good lap from him. And he has been quicker overall than Sam, but obviously at the minute he's not been able to do anything about it. As he gets closer and closer, he's only 0.3, 0.2. He is closing that gap down. He's going to try everything he can as the sparks come flying off the bottom of the car. Be titanium skid blocks, I would imagine, on them. But looking spectacular on the stream. And spit of flame as well, just for added measure. Someone all over the curb as well. They saw the sparks again. This will be the back marker. I'm guessing it's Curatola ahead of them.
It is, and unfortunately Curatola on my stream and on yours appears to be a bit of a stop motion.
Right, okay. We shall keep an eye on it.
No, it's a stream thing.
It's a stream thing.
Yeah, so if you go to that person that is lagging and then go on board, it kind of updates your stream so it knows they're not just a back marker and rejuvenates the stream. So yeah, if they do appear to be lagging, I did panic for the other drivers then, but actually it doesn't appear to be an issue.
Yeah, so now that they've cleared him, there's just the gap opened up ever so slightly that time through. So it's now at 0.8 of a second. So Alex got a little bit of work to do again. It's not going to be many more laps. We're looking at, what, about 3 laps or so to make the way through the final sector then. Just entering sort of the final sector now. Alex desperate to try and get back on that rear bumper so we can at least apply the pressure to Sam through these final few laps. Try and force a mistake if he can.
Yeah, they're both pushing. That gap opening up. Yeah, 0.818. As our leader now is having to make his way past back markers. The number 4 car's been passed. Next on the list is Nicholas Myers. Yeah, Leon is in another dimension. Yeah, he's 10 seconds clear of Christian.
And that is Myers well out of the way. To be fair, the obviously the leader on the first race was pushing towards the top 13 in terms of the cars he was lapping. He was a lot further along, so the guys have done better overall. They've obviously not held each other up quite as much as we saw in race 1. I don't think there's been quite as many incidents. Still been a few bumps and knocks here and there, but overall I think the racing has been better in race 2. But yeah, Leon absolutely dominant out in front.
Savage, Booker and Savage.
with Pascal. So, his Booker has he lost it on his own there? It's, oh no, it says possible contact on my replay, so...
Oh yeah, 30 seconds ago they were all together, yeah.
Oh no, he's lost it over the sausage curb on his own, so no, that is all Jan's own doing, I'm afraid.
Apologies, in the time that I called that they were close together, by the time I told you they were close, they then weren't.
Yeah, no problems. Same as always. And that's the beauty of trying to run one of these streams when you're trying to watch the racing that's going on, you're trying to read the chat, you're trying to organise your settings on OBS, you're looking at the deltas on the timing screens, which camera set to use. It's, yeah, there's a lot to try and focus and look at, so... Not an easy job. Not as easy as commentators on TV, where they've got an entire team doing all that stuff for you, eh?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, this still the closest battle on screen as Joe has to go wide again. He nearly goes into the back of Russo. To be fair, Joe really doesn't need to make a desperate lunge to get that position. He's not going to gain any more points in his championship by doing it. It's only really for pride. So yeah, it needs to just be a little bit more patient, I think. Everyone else is pretty much set in position, so yeah, it's a bit of a shame. It's kind of settled down overall in this race.
I think you probably jump on with Leon. There's the call. The leader is on the final lap. If you just jump on board with him. I bet it seems cool, calm, collected. Yeah, a little bit rocky on the steering, so he's just making tiny adjustments to the car. I wondered how smooth it would look. Obviously, the lines he's taking, but yeah, on power rotation, so he's driving that car on the throttle.
Yeah, I think that's the secret with these, though, into obviously they've got GT3 sort of power. I think it might actually be slightly more than the regular GT3s with less aero. So yeah, they can't set the corners as quick as GT3s. They obviously don't have quite as much traction on the exit, so...
Joe's had an issue.
Joe is in 15th. Yes, he's behind.
10 seconds off. He's coming down behind someone.
What has Joe done? Has he been
he's
hit?
driven into the side of another car.
Excellent stuff.
Out of the hairpin. I went back a minute and found it.
Okay.
Yeah. I think differing lines, a car that went deep and then cut back, found Joe on a normal line, and Joe just sent it into his
Meanwhile
door.
then, sorry to cut across, but Leon takes another win, so that is 4 out of 4 for him in the series.
Yeah,
Not doing the first round.
Well done.
Yeah, 12 seconds there or thereabouts ahead of Christian. So Christian crossing the line in second, and Scott Savage, arguably driver of the night for us in the silver class, but keeping cool, calm and collected and taking a second podium of the evening, and right on the pace. And Samuel Aldridge does finish in front of Alex McGee then, so that is your 1, 2, 3 for the silvers. Ryan David in 6th.
So the AMS in 6th. That's an incredible drive from Ryan. He's done really well tonight.
Yeah, we do see this from Ryan though. He shows great pace at times and then never seems to string it together in a race. But yeah, he's finally put it together in a race, and there you see what has happened. Oh, Chris Rock. Oh, sorry, no, that is the cars obviously finishing and coming to a stop. I just saw Ash Fulton's name just shot up the leaderboard. I was like, oh, hang on. Yeah, so Chris Rock was 10th. I believe Ash was 11th there. So a good result for Ash. I think he'll be happy with that one overall. As everyone starts to finish the race then. We've got Glenn Savage, Jan Booker and Andy Benton to go. Andy just coming through the last corner now to complete the grid, finishing in 18th place. So yeah, we lost a couple drivers by the end. Overall, it was a much cleaner race overall. We obviously, you can see on the screen, Kyle had his issues with his wheel. Masson electing not to continue, as well as Josh Redhead. But yeah, I think it was a much better race overall. So we shall come out of that.
Brilliant.
Yeah, thanks very much again, Tom, for jumping in last minute on this. I know it was last minute for both of us, but
All right, come and have a chat, talk about what we can see, do a bit of live stewarding, and yeah, hopefully the lads that were racing can watch back, enjoy the stream. If you joined us live, I know Tom Lyons was in there in the chat. Thank you for supporting us.
Yeah, 100%.
And yeah, as always, if you want to join in.
Yeah, come and check us out on our Discord for the most part. That's where most of the information around sign-ups and anything we're doing goes in the Discord. But yeah, there's still a few places left on the grid for this series. We will be heading to Monza next time out. So that'll be interesting to see how the guys get on with turn 1. I'm hoping, to be fair tonight, I think both races on lap 1 were pretty good. Obviously, we didn't see it on the stream, but I don't think there was anything major happened on lap 1, so that was good to see, because it is still tricky around this circuit. But yeah, otherwise, I am still to find time to get fully up to speed with the RF2 servers. I know that is something that's going on in the background, so we can run the BTCC pack. So we'll get that sorted in the AC chat. We'll have a figure out for our Wednesday nights, but yeah, at some point we will be switching that series over to RF2. So hopefully we get a few guys come in to join us with that series and maybe do some more stuff with RF2 if it's going to be more popular than a set of course and moving forward. It'd be nice to have a bit bigger grid on a Wednesday again. But are you any plans for this week with the Wednesdays, Tom?
Brief discussion on it today, and I think AC's got more of an audience as a fun one-off meeting kind of thing rather than a full series like we've been doing before. So yeah, this week maybe a bit of Goodwood, maybe a bit of motorhomes, maybe a bit of it, just anything.
Oh, is this the GT4 motorhome I heard about?
Maybe. No, that's private, that's mine. Everyone else can have the normal one.
Yeah. No, good.
It's good. We'll start running some fun races. We'll do like one night, like an evening of races.
Yeah.
That people can get involved with, and then yeah, like you say, the move to BTCC.
Yeah, not a problem. Right, we'll say hopefully you'll join us again next Sunday. Hopefully you're around as well, Tom, to give us a hand.
I'll try.
We'll try. Yeah.
Good stuff.
All right, thanks a lot, everyone, and we'll speak to you again soon.
Thanks for watching. Cheers.